Today is the 1st of October, 2010. We are at the New York State Military Museum in Saratoga Springs, New York. My name is Wayne Clark. Sir, for the record, would you please state your full name and your date and place of birth, please?
What's that, man?
Your full name and your date and place of birth.
Oh, my name is John A. Sidur. That's spelled S-I-D-U-R. My date of birth is January 16th, 1918.
And whereabouts were you born?
In Cohoes, Cohoes, New York.
And did you attend school in Cohoes?
Yes.
And how far did you?
About 11 grades I went.
All right. And when did you join the National Guard?
That's September 1940.
And why did you pick the National Guard?
Well, I figured they're going to go, I used to like the Army, but I said I'm going to go in there for a year, and I'll be home. I won't have to get caught in a 5-year draft.
Did you have any friends that were in the National Guard?
Any what?
Did you have any friends that were in the Guard?
Oh yeah, a lot of them. I knew a lot of them.
Okay. So you joined the National Guard. You started drilling at the Armory in Troy.
No, we drew.
In Cohoes.
In Cohoes.
In Cohoes. And then you went away for maneuvers?
No, I didn't go for it. No, I joined it after they come back from the last maneuvers. I forget where, the DeKalb Junction or someplace. I didn't go any maneuvers here.
Okay.
Once I joined, then we got federalized, and we went down to Alabama.
And what was life like for you down in Alabama?
Well, they didn't like us too good.
No?
We're Yankees, and they were rebels. But we got along with them pretty good.
And how long were you in Alabama for?
Roughly 14 months.
14 months. Did you go on any maneuvers down in Alabama?
Yes, we went to one maneuver in Tennessee. That was for about a month. And then we went to Arkansas, Louisiana. The big maneuvers down there.
Okay. And what kind of training did you receive? Was it mostly infantry?
All infantry, yeah.
And when did you go overseas?
Oh, geez, I went overseas.
Approximately.
Approximately, let's see, it's January.
Was it?
We were in the, because after they bombed Pearl Harbor. We got shipped right out to California. So that's probably January, February or March of 1940. It would be 1942.
42?
1942, yeah.
So you went overseas in 42?
So, yeah.
How did, I would assume you went by ship?
Yeah, we went by a big English ship, HMS Aquitania.
Oh, the Aquitania.
Yep.
Did you get seasick at all?
No, but I didn't care for it though.
No? How was the food on board?
It's the food we didn't like.
No?
We weren't used to that English food.
Do you recall approximately how long the trip was? How long?
How long?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a big ship, a 4-stacker. That was the only 4-stacker that was left afloat.
And whereabouts did you go? I mean, you left out of California?
Yeah. Now we thought we were going to go to Oahu, in the Hawaiian Islands, but the Aquitania they couldn't dock that.
It was too big a ship.
Because the way it took, I think it had 40 feet draft, and they didn't have a channel deep enough. In Hilo, Hawaii, that's where we wound up. But we went to Honolulu. We parked there, and we thought we were going to get off. And we went from one ship right back up on another one, a smaller one. And the minute we got whatever they was supposed to be on there, they shipped us to the island of Hawaii.
Oh, okay. And how long were you in Hawaii for?
Geez, that's hard. I don't know, maybe about 7 months or so.
And was there more training to do in Hawaii?
Let's see, let me hear that again.
Did you receive more training in Hawaii? Or were you pulling?
Yeah, well, we were always on maneuver, always switching around. We only stayed about 1 week any place. We were on a move constantly.
Uh-huh.
Because that was so the Japanese didn't know where we were.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was Hawaii like back then?
Oh, Hawaii is beautiful. I love that, Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
It's an island that had 5 volcanoes on it. 2 active ones. Mauna Loa, I think it was in the Kilauea.
Uh-huh.
And when we were there, Mauna Loa erupted.
Oh, were you?
Yeah. We blamed our young truck drivers, because we had a Japanese school we were in.
Uh-huh.
And we blamed the young truck drivers for backing up and knocking the daylights out of our place. Well, we found out it was a volcano 10 miles away.
Oh, my goodness.
But that was nice. That erupted for about 3 weeks.
Uh-huh. Were you ever in any danger, immediate danger?
For that, no.
No?
A little bit too far away.
Now, during your time off, did you go into Honolulu or any of the towns? Or?
Well, Honolulu, when we were in, when we got transferred to Oahu,
Mm-hmm.
that was where Pearl Harbor was. But here, this was Hilo, Hawaii. That's the name of the
Okay.
port.
Now,
Well, that's the only time. Well, once we got transferred to Oahu,
mm-hmm.
because that's where we took training. Where our invasion after our combat.
Did you get much time off, much free time?
Oh yeah, we got, well, not too much, but if you were a good soldier, you got a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were, highfalutin, you didn't get so much. You get punished.
Did you have to pull a lot of guard duty in KP?
Oh yeah, always guard duty. Oh, KP.
And what rank were you at that time?
Oh, when I went over there, I was a private.
All right.
When I first got there, it was National Guard. You couldn't get promoted because of all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
All the senior fellows that had been in the unit held the rank, right?
Right.
Now, once you left Hawaii, where did you go next?
We went to Saipan.
Okay, that would have been in, was that in?
Well, Oahu. When we left Oahu, that's when we invaded Saipan.
Saipan.
The 2nd and 4th Marine Division and the 27th Army.
Mm-hmm. And you went to Saipan by a ship, a Navy ship.
Yeah.
Do you recall the name of the ship?
We had a convoy of 21. We had three regiments,
Mm-hmm.
105th, 106th, and 165th. Each regiment had seven ships. First three were taken for each one battalion, and four freighters for all the equipment that we had.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a convoy of 21 plus 5 destroyers.
Were you attacked at all on your way to Saipan?
Well, we weren't sure whether we were attacked, but our destroyers, they made a big loop. They were sending depth charges.
Mm-hmm.
They told us there was a Jap submarine there that they spotted, but we never see anything. We never had no real problem.
Did you see any Japanese planes at all?
Going over? No.
Yeah. All right. So you landed on Saipan. What was that landing like?
Well, we were the official landing with the 2nd and 4th Marine Division. They were the prime targets. They were the landing there, and we were supposed to land 2 days after. They landed January or June 15th, and we're supposed to land June 17th on a diversionary thing, so to take the pressure off the two divisions. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So our convoy pulled in, and we got surprised. Our convoy pulled in on the 17th, no, on the 15th. That's the day of the invasion. And it was late in the afternoon, late towards evening. And the two Marine divisions were still on shore. They didn't go any place. They landed, mm-hmm. as far as what we could see off the ships, but they didn't make no advancements.
Uh-huh.
They had a lot of problems. They had strong resistance. So what they call then? And what they call things. But the ships were firing. They were on the island. They had ammo dumps and that. But then when we got so what they call it was either probably the one next day, probably June 16th. Late at night, we got orders to prepare for make landing. Mm-hmm. I said, "What the hell is this? Nighttime?" Because we didn't know, but all our landing barges, they must have been tied up to our ship. Each ship had it for their troops, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we got ready. All the mats were dumped overboard because they had and we were supposed to go over on them, go down over the ramp.
So you climbed down the nets?
Yeah, but they called us off, mm-hmm. and we rested up. Yeah. Then they got second orders, get ready for debarkation. That's the same thing, but nothing happened. But early, it was just about. It wasn't daybreak, what you could see a little bit, And we made a landing. We got the third order, and we went in, and we landed into the 4th Marine Division. There was no hesitation. It was a down, and we had to go straight in.
Uh-huh.
And I landed into the 4th Marine Division. And we had like Bob was with, two little Marines, young fellas, They were in the water up to their knees. They looked at it. They were so scared because the landing bar just went right in. We didn't care where. They didn't care where we landed as long as we made land. And I don't know where this other guy jumped up from. He gave us a bottle of sake. We drank that. That was good. Good stuff. Good wine. And then we took off. We took off to the right.
So initially, when you landed, you didn't encounter any kind of resistance.
No, because the Marines were we landed right into the Marines. Mm-hmm. Because we had to they wanted us on shore, and we were supposed to go to Magazine Bay, but we never made it there. We landed right alongside where the 4th Marine Division was.
And then immediately, did you move forward at that point once everybody landed?
Oh, we don't know because we took off to the right, and then. And we made contact with an anti-aircraft gun, and we had problems because we didn't have no heavy guns to dispose of it. So we didn't dispose of that thing until next day. Next morning we got tanks. We got tanks come in, and we got rid of that.
Did you encounter any Japanese soldiers at that point?
Oh yeah.
Was that your first time under fire?
First time under fire, man.
What was that like for you? Was it scary?
I tell you, once you're on a move, you're not scared. Once you stop and wait, that's when you get nervous. Mm-hmm. Once you're on a move, you forget about all your worries. As a rule, I know maybe I was scared, but I don't think I was scared. Uh-huh. But once you stop, you got time to think where you are. Then you're scared. Well, let's see. I wanted to tell you something. You
were telling me about the The anti-aircraft battery that
Yeah.
was taken out.
Yep. So we left them guys. We just told them, don't worry about it. We ain't going to touch it. And we just took off to the right. That was our orders, to bear right and keep going until you make contact with the rest of the troops. And then we got to, we fought that anti-aircraft gun. And that was a tough, I didn't actually, my platoon wasn't involved, but we were right next to it when we were fighting. And but the next day we were heading for Napatan Peninsula. That's where we found out after. That's where we fought on Napatan Peninsula. But we got there, and then we got on to Sidur airfield. See, something I have to look for my nephew. He tells me, well, he knows it's Sidur. I think it was Sidur airfield. But the Marine says they captured that already. I said they weren't. I mean, they weren't over at no place around her. Maybe they were. Who knows? But we hit the airport after.
Now, did you encounter any resistance at the airfield?
We only yeah. Well, when we got there, I think most of that was gone. But we got the airport. We got fired on from our heavy artillery from the Napatan Peninsula. And well, we came back. We had to come back on this side, on our own side of it. Well, we went right back on across the runways. And we see there was an air battle going on. Japanese planes and American. And while we were there, all of a sudden the Jap plane was coming in for a landing. He was on fire. And somebody took a shot at him with a rifle. And evidently the pilot must have seen him or something. And he took off and made another circle to come in. And I'll tell you, I was just, here's the runway, I'm over here on, and when they come over with fire, we all dove for cover. But I happened to hit right over a big boulder. We hit the ground, and I was right there, not firing it, but he didn't. But they caught him at the end of the runway. He was on fire, and they tell us that he was a 16-year-old kid, the pilot. And then where did we go after?
So they captured the pilot?
They captured. I didn't see it, but they captured the pilot. Yeah.
Okay.
But I see one beautiful Japanese Zero, just sitting in a revetment, you know. Oh, yeah, look at that beautiful thing, you know. Had the big red circles on there. And where did we go after that? You know, I lose. For my age, I'm losing a lot of that stuff. And
Napatan you went to?
Napatan Peninsula, yeah. And that's where we stood for a little while. That's where we got the Marine command said there was only 200 some Japanese on her, and we had a battalion of troops, so we couldn't take it. Oh, we got blamed right away. But who knows how many people there was all. Couldn't dig in too much because there was a lot of shale and that. You know. And while we're advancing on that, the Navy, I don't know, it had to be part of the 1st Battalion, I presume. The Navy fired on the island, and they fired short. Their rounds were short. And the bodies, you could see some of the bodies were blown right up to the hill, you know, right up the wall.
So our people were killed by friendly fire?
Yeah, I presume it was friendly fire.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't tell whose ship it was, but they were firing for you know, for our good, but they were firing short. And we moved. we got blamed for that. The Marines right away says a battalion of men, which was roughly about 3,000. You know, you got 4 companies. Because you can't take care of 200 some people. You know, we got blamed right away. And I can't remember how it ended, but anyway, it fell. And once they found out, I don't know who happened to see it, where the big artillery piece come out, and then they found out it was on railroad tracks. They pulled it out. They fired 2-3 rounds and shoved it back in there and closed the doors. It was camouflage. Okay. And
okay, you mentioned the artillery piece going in and out of the mountain, right?
Yeah. Well, that was out of that big, whatever the mountain was named of it. That's where and they found out where the artillery was coming from. Because that's we see that when we got onto the airstrip right away. They fired a couple of rounds, so we backed off them, but then we went back on her again. That's where we see the air battle. It's the only time I see a Japanese and American planes fighting. And, okay, so then we get I forget how we that Napatan Peninsula that was taken. Once they found out where the artillery piece was, naturally our artillery and our airplanes bombed the daylights out of it. And then we had no problems. But then we started to go up. We wound up in between 2 divisions. Mm-hmm. And that's holy hell for us. Anytime we wanted anything, we couldn't get it. You're too close to the 2nd Marine Division, you're too close to the 4th Marine Division. Artillery was denied all the time. Who denied it, who knows, you know. But
now moving forward, did you encounter snipers at all?
Tankers?
Snipers?
Snipers. One place we had a sniper killed one of our men. They talked about snipers, but we never see it. There's one place, but that's what we come to before we get into the bonsai, you know. That's where we're coming down off the hill. And we fought a little bit here, a little bit there. We were up to one mountain pass, and we couldn't get the mountain pass. There was 1 artillery piece, Japanese artillery piece, and 2 heavy machine guns on each side. And we got support for tanks come up, and they knocked out one of our tanks. And we pulled back because we couldn't advance up the hill to the west. So we pulled off the side, and there was a little, I don't know what they call it, Chamorro, what they call the natives, you know. He come run out, he had a big stick and a cross on there, like, you know, and he told us that right here, there's a path. It'll take you right up to the top of where that mountain pass was. And we went up there, we ran right into the artillery piece and the 2 machine guns. And I forget how many men there was. They didn't hear us running up there. We caught them by surprise.
You were able to knock it out.
Yeah. And we got up to on that mountainside. There was one place that was pretty steep, and on the other side it was getting level. Well, we got up there. Now we found out we see Japanese on the other side, you know. We start shooting at them naturally. But we stayed there overnight, and we got a lot of machine gun fire from the Japs. But where they were out, we couldn't tell. But they took us off there. They didn't. We asked. We tried to get artillery. We tried to get air support. We didn't get any of it. Because they said we had a forward observer from the artillery. It says we can only get the guns down to fire. It's just so low, you know. artillery is too close. They got to fire up and drop. But we wanted them to fire down low over. They got the artillery down where it was right up over the trees. You can see the trees moving, you know. They were dropping in, but the Japanese were like here, and that artillery is going over there, and so it wasn't doing us any good. So we stayed there overnight, and they called us back. We had to go support somebody else, some other division. And we practically had that mountain pass, but we didn't take it, because they called us off. We went to help somebody else. I don't know whether it was the 4th Marines or 2nd Marines. We had to help them out. There was some kind of problem.
How big was your group?
Our group was a battalion.
The whole battalion?
But I don't know. But I don't know whether the whole battalion was there or not, because they were using our troops all over. But we had that mountain. We had half the mountain pass, but then we lost it because we backed off. And we fought a little bit with the 2nd Marines, a little bit with the 4th, but we were in a valley all the time. So every time we run into machine guns and that, we couldn't get them. We called for artillery to help us. Artillery denied. So we fought up there. We done all right. We captured this and we captured that a little bit at a time. But we got blamed for everything.
What about supplies? Was your ammunition supply adequate?
Well, we had our own trucks. Keep bringing the. First thing they bring is food and not food, water and ammunition. That's the main. That's the main thing for a troop on the front line. Food is at the. You can go a few days without food.
Well, what did you do for food?
Well, we didn't do it. We just wait. We got sea rations. When they brought them up to us, the sea rations, they give us six cans per day. You get 3 cans with different kind of meats in there, and 3 cans with biscuits and all that stuff. But we didn't get too much of that because sometimes we didn't get fed for 3 days, 4 days.
What was the weather like? Did you?
The weather wasn't bad when we were there.
You didn't?
I wouldn't say it was bad.
Did you get any rain at all?
Yeah, we got rain. We got rain later on. We got. You haven't got a map of Saipan.
No.
See, that would give me more confidence of what I'm talking about. You know. And well, anyway, we finally made it up the island, and the island was getting nearer, and we told we were going to take over the 2nd Marine Division's front. Right. They had it all lined up, so we knew we were going to relieve the 2nd Marines on the front because the island was getting narrow. So that's when we fought up all the way, and then we were. Finally, we got to the point where we were going to relieve the 4th Marines. We didn't know exactly where. We ran into a fortified cave camp, or a hole, you know. And we're up on a little hill. We're up on and the Marines were down, right, and they wanted us down there in a hurry to get in front of the 2nd Marines. Well, we had this cave. And we had 2 Japanese people from the Hawaiian Islands. They didn't carry no guns or nothing, but they were smart though. They walked right into the cave. They talked to the Japanese, soldiers in it, and they went up there. They weren't going to give up. So they come out and told them that they send it back in and told me you got 5 minutes, or we're going to shell it. They didn't nothing. You didn't hear nothing. And come back up. You send that Japanese man back in. He came, and you got 3 minutes. And we start hearing the civilians, the women, children screaming in there, you know. But when we wanted them to let the civilians out, they wouldn't let them out. That was their protection. And they wouldn't do it. So it came down to the point. They closed. They blew the cave up, shut it down. So how much, whatever we did, we don't know. Whatever, you know, how many people were killed there. But that cave was closed with the explosion for dynamite. And then we had to, from there we had to go. Yeah, the Marines wanted us to get down to where we were to be in front of them, but we didn't know. But this was just before the bonsai. They knew what was what. We didn't know what was what. But they wanted us to get down there and get down in front of the Marines. So after we blew the thing up, we went down there and we found out that our second battalion was quite a ways up the island. I said, what the hell are they doing up that far? So we're there. We thought we were going to stay there for the night. And orders came through. We got to go up and not relieve them, but enforce the second battalion up in the front. It was quite a ways. And our Colonel O'Brien came over and told us, this is a bad spot. You know, well, we got to go up. This is going to be a bonsai. They found out from somebody. So they just gave us all the grenades we wanted, boxes of ammunition, that's for a patrol around our neck, you know. We filled up so we could have all the ammunition we wanted.
Now, what kind of gun did you carry?
Hey, I carried an M1.
Carbine or Garand?
No. Carbine and M1 is two different.
Okay.
Carbine is the small one.
Okay.
The ammunition from an M1 will not fit the carbine.
Right.
And so we had to go down there in a hurry. We rolled down and we told them we got to go up and reinforce the second battalion. We didn't know where the hell they were, but we went up. Right away we forgot about digging in. I don't know whether we ate or not. But that don't mean nothing when you're on the front. And we got our ammunition, everything. All right, says everybody's on the move. He says we're going up and we're not stopping for anything. That's what the orders were. Don't stop for nobody. You got to get up there and enforce the second battalion. And we got up there. We only had one shot was fired. We don't know where. I don't know where it came from. But then we really didn't organize to have, you know, our front lines, but we didn't have time. It was getting dark. And there was a railroad going by where we were, narrow gauge railroad. And they were already, the Japs were already there, as they were in foot. But we got up, everything was, we took our positions where our colonel told us, because we didn't know, we used to stay around here someplace, you know. And that was on June.
July 6th.
July 6th. And it started raining. It rained. It poured all night. So we had to. We tried to protect our rifles and that with mud. That's the place where I lost my wallet with my I had a grenade pouch. I had 6 grenades in it. And I didn't lose the grenades. I used them, but I put my pouch, my wallet in and a grenade pouch, trying to keep it from getting soaked. But I got soaked. I forgot about it. I lost it when we started pulling back, because that's where the banzai started.
Mm-hmm.
We pulled them back a little bit at a time, and then we got to a place. Of course, we don't know. We can't see everything. We got to a place where we can see the ocean, you know. And this is getting late in the afternoon.
This is before the bonsai.
This is during the bonsai.
Oh, during the bonsai.
That's the bonsai. It was the bonsai started on the 7th, but this was on the 6th. We were all set. We can hear them and that. And bonsai started on the 7th, early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We're soaked and everything, you know. But so we had to keep pulling back a little bit at a time, because there was a mass of people.
Now, I heard that during that attack, they sent women and civilians out screaming and yelling first. The civilians were before the...
I don't know. I see everything, women, men, all mixed up. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we just kept shooting whoever got too close. That's who got the bullet. You know?
Uh-huh.
And we're doing pretty good, but then we got to the point where we had too many casualties, and so we kind of tried to hold back as good as we could. But we were close. We can see the ocean, and up to the ocean, we seen a destroyer going up. So somebody got send out hand signals. You know, you can go A, B, C, D by hand, and communication between a ship and, I don't know, was
Semaphore.
Somebody from our outfit was sending them back. And then they said there were about 20 men and 20 Americans and one Japanese swam out to that destroyer. I didn't see that, but that's what they said it was. And they sent back, got word to get the Marines landing barges to come in. They had new barges. They could go on land and water, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they were armored good. And they come up, and we're putting our. I got a little further, too far ahead. But when we were getting pretty well mixed up with these Japanese, and all of a sudden we got hit with artillery, American artillery.
Mm-hmm.
They said Japanese. I said, "Now you're up in front line. You know where it's coming. It's coming this way around." American artillery, and we got hit with that. We really got hit. And we lost quite a few men. Then I see one. I got hit then, but I didn't get hit too. I got hit on with shrapnel from the artillery.
This was the first time you were wounded?
Yeah. And of course I didn't pay no attention. Everything was all ripped up, you know.
So you were hit in the right arm?
Yeah. And I see one of my buddies. His arm hanging down. His arm was already hanging down. It was ripped right off. You know? So I ran out there to grab him. We grabbed him, and I see another fella. I called him over. I said, "Let's give me a hand. We're gonna try. We got to get him out of here, you know." So I got one end of the rifle. Fellas got the other end, and we got. This was.
Tilio Gristini.
This was.
The wounded.
What that was I call him? I call him Blackhole. We always call him Blackhole. And grabbed him. We start walking. I thought I see something. I said, "We'll walk slow." We got going slow. All of a sudden, two chaps jumped up on the side of us. So I said, "Stop," because they had us, you know. We're waiting to get killed. And these two Japs, they weren't shooting at us. couldn't figure out what was going on.
Were they pointing their weapons at you?
I can't tell you, probably were, I don't know.
They were. He always says they were
But
going
how they,
like this.
but they were there waiting, and they weren't shooting. So I told my other boy, I said, let's start walking again. So we walked nice and slow, and they let us go. So at that time, I figured those two guys probably wanted to surrender. Because they're fighting, they're really getting knocked out from that bonsai. But we don't know whether they wanted, but they let us go. And I got my buddy, this guy Paco. We got him up to where there was more wounded people, and we got him there. And then how far that was? Couldn't have been too far. There was a trench, like we used to dig the trenches. So we jumped in that trench. There was quite a few of our own men were in there in that trench. And all of a sudden, he was a Jap officer. He jumps up on top of the trench was there, and all the piling was in the front. He jumped right up on the top. We didn't see him. He must have been laying there, dead, playing dead. And he's pointing like me and Bob. We're close. We're almost next to one. He's got that pistol. He's pointing it at me and the other guy, back and forth. We only had about that much from our head. He wasn't shooting. I don't know whether my rifle was laying there. So I don't know where. So I didn't see my rifle. But he wasn't shooting either. He just looking at us and pointing back and forth. And somebody shot him from down here, a little ways down the trench, knocked him over into the. So evidently he wasn't trying to. He probably was wanted to get. I presume he was wanted to
give up,
surrender. But we couldn't talk Japanese, and they couldn't talk English. So we just so we got, and then after that, that's when they spotted that ship, the destroyer. You know, spotted the destroyer. They got signals going back and forth. They brought up the Marine ones that went on water and land. They were their landing barges, and they come right up.
Like an LST,
we were putting our wounded up, and they went right back, and they went right back to where we started when we relieved the Marines. And they come up about 3-4 times. They come up with them landing barges. We put all our wounded on there, and then there was some. Who the hell were they? Part of our division. I forget now who they were. There were some troops that they brought up, and in the meantime, after I was taken it, it was one of the fellows was wounded on the side of it, going into where the bottom was. So I says, I thought I need three volunteers. 3 guys jumped up like that, you know, and we took the litter that we had from the Navy. We ran right up there. We found a guy who put him on a thing, brought him back and put him on a thing, and shipped him back down. And about the 4th time they came up, there was practically nobody. So I jumped on that one, and I went back down, and that's where I got treated after we got in. But this guy never turned us in. That he treated us. There was no record of that.
Oh, okay.
That's why I couldn't get Purple Heart for that. And but I could have got it. There was we found our own medics. The guy trying to call me over. He says, "Come on over here. We'll get your name and everything. And you'll get a Purple Heart." I said, "We're already treated. There's no need it." So we took off. There were 3 of us. We took off further back. We don't know what in the world happened. That was the bonsai was over with after when we got from here to here, you know. don't know what in the world happened.
Spiky got bayoneted, and the guy.
Spiky was already hurt when I see him.
And the guy next to
Yeah,
you, what happened there?
His leg was, I didn't know it was him. He was laying in like a piece, you know, like a ditch. He was laying in there. I didn't know who it was, but I didn't grab him because I see our other buddy. He was going on crazy. He didn't know what was happening. His arm was probably the sleeve of from his shirt. It was holding his arm up, because it was ripped right off. Yeah. And we got there. And then we got on this, what I call it, Mount Apache. We got in the back where the big cliff was going up, and it was this sheer cliff on the backside. And they put us there for the night and quite a ways from there. And I don't know how long we were there, but every day we were going out on patrol. You know, every day patrol all over. And we ran, and on this cliff, there was Japanese tanks with camouflage. And our tanks pulled up, and I don't know who spotted, who opened up fire. The tankers were firing at one another. And I see this one little plant. I don't know if it was a papaya or what it was a fruit up there. And I said, well, they're flying, I'm going to get it. I start climbing up there to get the fruit. And somebody shot right over my head. I didn't get the fruit. I didn't get nothing. I dropped down here. But then we got settled. The tank battle was over with. They knocked the tanks out. And when we got settled on a distance over, and it was every night, there was somebody that was shooting from that cliff over towards we were. They never hit nobody, but the bullets were coming down where we were in a, like fighting the Indians, you know, in a big circle. And that's every day, every morning we had out on patrol, you know.
Now, were you still a private at that point, or were you promoted?
Staff sergeant.
I don't know. I can't.
Staff sergeant or something.
But I wound up as a staff sergeant. So I had to be promoted somewhere along the lines. I don't know where.
So you were basically a platoon sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the end of the battle. Then I had platoon sergeant when I was in New Hebrides and our platoon sergeant, I could become a platoon sergeant after Saipan, because John White was still sergeant, but he got that heat got him, you know. So they sent him to the hospital. Then I was a staff sergeant, so they advanced me to platoon sergeant. But I couldn't get the rank because he was still alive. He was with the, you know, there's only so much rank in it.
Right. So he was from Cohoes too?
Yeah. And we were there every day on patrol. Oh, we bumped into one place. It looked like it was a field hospital. It was Japanese. But we only bumped it. At first we were getting fired at. And we couldn't advance on it because we only had a few men. And we called for reinforcements. When our reinforcements came up, we went to that, right for that, where all the shooting was. It was a hospital there. All the cots were out there and everything. There was one guy who was laying in one. They pulled the blanket off him. And I don't know whether he was a Jap or he was American. He looked to me, looked like he was American. That was where the fourth Marines were, and when they were fighting before. I don't know what they did with the guy. I have no idea. But then they yanked us off off there, and if they put it in the New Hebrides Islands.
What was it like in New Hebrides?
Hot. We didn't have no trouble there.
Mm-hmm.
But the natives were, you know, they were wild, but we weren't. The natives were small. The men, the woman, oh my God, you get scared. You see one of them trying to get a hold of her. Maybe we're exaggerating, but that's the way it seemed to us. Like two of us to get around her, holding hands to get around her. That was natural. They were all big that way.
Mm-hmm.
There was big snakes. They were that big around. And I never see a live one, but I see one that was killed.
Like a python, you mean, that type of snake?
I don't know what the heck they call it. This snake wouldn't kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't bite a bite, but he'd tangle around you.
Squeeze you.
Squeeze you to death, yeah.
What about...
We were there 6 months. We never had any trouble with him, but we weren't allowed to go inland.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, you won't come back out again. You'll never make it out.
What about tropical diseases?
What's that?
What about diseases like malaria or dengue fever?
Oh, they had, that was right next to us, was, what was it, malaria? The big sign on the next, we were parked on this side, and right here was the woods, and a big sign, a fence, a big sign, keep out, malaria area. But we never got a malaria because we were, every morning we get up, have to have a roll call when we're down there. Then you get, the three sergeants were there, they go, open up your mouth, they throw a pill in.
Mm-hmm.
Next guy, give you water. And they tell you, open up your mouth, move your tongue around so you can't hide the pill. Yeah. And you get that was for malaria. And then we got another pill. That was to give you some strength.
Hmm.
And not one of our men got malaria.
You got a foot disease.
Huh?
You got a disease on your foot that was treated. Remember? You had foot disease.
Yeah, well, that was later on when they got the. I don't know what that comes. I'll tell them.
Like jungle rot or something.
I don't know. But this was the end. The bonsai is over with now.
Mm-hmm.
Got that, and that's we wound up along that cliff, not far from the cliff, and all of a sudden we got yanked right off. The 1st and 2nd Battalion. We got put on a. What the hell was the name of that ship? You told me, you read about that with the ship. You remember the name of it? I told you what the name of the ship was. It was a merchant marine ship anyway.
Uh-huh.
And they yanked us up, they brought us down to New Hebrides Islands. On Espiritu Santo was the name of the island.
Okay.
Wound up, they got no food. Nothing to eat. Captain of the ship, he said, I can't give you nothing. He says, I got to have food for my crew. And I don't know where the heck we got. We're eating ox tongue and lamb for at least a couple of weeks. Ox tongue for breakfast.
Oh.
But then we come up, we were there about 6 months, and we went up to fight on Okinawa.
Mm-hmm.
I know I missed a few things up that bonsai, but my mind is, you know.
That's all right. What was it like landing on Okinawa?
There was no resistance there.
Mm-hmm.
The main fighting force, there was four Army divisions and two Marines. There was no resistance on the landing.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Marines went up north, but they didn't want the north. They were all fortified on the southern part of us. So they landed, and we were going up and down along the island because there was some small islands, and they figured they might have artillery down there, and maybe fighting our troops. And if they have we were to land on that island and try to squash that up, but we never had no trouble. So they took us around the island, and we walked in there, it's the same as the original landing was. There's no resistance or nothing, you know. But then when you went south, but we ran into a lot of resistance up north too, but nothing compared to what they had on the southern zone.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was on there, when we landed, first thing they done, drop your gas mask off. Like we carried gas masks all the time, especially going up the front. You figure we're going to get hit with gas mask. Took us out, and we went right up to the front. And a day or so, we wound up on Cohoes Ridge. My buddy, he's reading. He's got a good memory. He probably knows more about the islands than I do from reading. And we were on our then first, I think it was the 1st Marine Division, came back down from the north. There's no problems there. But they go up the road and down the road, they don't find out what's on the side. And they took our place. And I told the guy, they started standing around there. I said, don't stand there, there's a machine gun firing up there. We don't know exactly where the machine gun is yet.
Uh-huh.
They're big shots. All of a sudden, machine gun opens up. I don't know, 3 or 4 guys, they got killed. The Marines, see? They were right out in the open. They learn fast. But then, when I went, well, I'm not going to go any more on Saipan. I just because we were just patrolling after the Banzai.
Mm-hmm.
Main fighting was supposed to be over with.
Now, you were wounded a second time, right?
Huh?
You were wounded a second time?
On Okinawa. I got wounded a second time.
Now, where were you wounded?
Right in my thumb, I had a big piece of a shrapnel.
Okay.
Must have been from artillery or something flying around, and I got hit. I couldn't get it out, you know. So I had to go to I went back, and they said, we got too many casualties. We can't do it, not for you now. I said, I guess I can't go back up in front because I got to have that out. Well, I said, we'll cut your thumb off. No.
Were they serious?
I don't know, maybe they weren't, but finally they took that out. And then we were up in the northern part when the fighting ended. And then we got word, like me, I was there all the time from the beginning, one of the originals with the company. And we got word that we're not going there. They were making plans. When I gave up on Okinawa, then they started making plans to go to hit Japan. But they said they figured about 2 million casualties. So that's when Truman says drop them. They dropped the 2 atomic bombs.
Uh-huh.
And by that time I was already on it. I knew I wasn't going to go into Japan.
Uh-huh.
I already had orders I was going back to the States. But I got transferred to another island, Hiroshima. That's where we were, a bunch of us. And when they dropped the 2 bombs, second bomb, we had 3 suicide planes come in and attack the island. But that was just, well, we got yanked off. I was on there, 2 months on Hiroshima. They dropped that second bomb. We got yanked off that island the same day. Back to Okinawa.
Was there a lot of celebration when you got news that the war had ended?
Oh yeah, everybody was happy. Yeah. But them suicide planes, they come in anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm. Did they hit the? They didn't hit the boat you were on or anything?
No, we were on the island, and they come in. The 3 of them hit the island.
Oh, they just crashed into the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they only had enough of gas, they couldn't go back. They didn't have enough. They had a one-way ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we lost a lot of ships too. Because they got it. they got planes. They go at one ship. They go until they either get shot down or they get they hit the ship.
Okay. So the war had ended, and then did you go back to the States immediately once the war had ended, or?
Yeah, just as soon as just as soon as they got a ship to put us on, there was cold water. It was kind of strong storm, you know. So we had to wait till the storm went over. They put us on.
Were you in that typhoon at all?
Some parts of it, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I forget, it was some kind of the name of the ship was some kind of general. We got put on there, and we were in a repo depot for about 2-3 weeks.
Okay, I'm going to stop this. I have to switch tapes. We're back again, and you were saying that when the war ended, they sent you back to the United States. Did you go back with the whole division?
No. Our division went to Japan, but I wasn't going to go to Japan. The government says anybody that's got that was in there all the time.
Oh, because of your points. Okay. So you had a lot of points.
Oh, I don't know how many. I had too many of them.
Now, were you married during that time?
No.
Okay. All right. And
you know what I forgot? I forgot to tell them when we were on Okinawa when they told us about the point system. They had a big screen, and they were telling us how the point system's going to work, you know. And we get hit with mortar shells. Oh my gosh! I think we had a whole slew of them. Cause I forget how many. I don't know how many fellas got hit. Nobody got killed, but they were all over the place. So right away, the next morning, I was one of the unfortunate ones. You get so many men, you're going on a patrol. You're going on a patrol, and there was other patrols, you know. Geez, the first thing we were going to try to find out where all these shells came from, you know. And we found a fella. We grabbed him right away because he didn't stand. And then we're gonna take him back, send him back, because to get interrogated. And I don't know where this woman come up. I don't know whether it was his girlfriend or his wife. Oh, she screamed, and I said we got the car. We put them both on a truck and let them go back. You know, we wouldn't do no good killing them. We wanted more information. You know? Well, there was no picnic there.
No.
But like I said, if I had Spikey and Goo, yeah, we'd find out, you know, from each one and we got a bigger story, got a good story. Yeah. I can just tell you what my two eyes see, you know.
Now, whereabouts did they discharge you from?
Oh, there's another. This is the end. We weren't too far from shore. We were maybe 3 days from landing. We were supposed to land in San Francisco. We went out of San Francisco, and I didn't see a street of San Francisco. Right up until today, I never see it. I went out of San Francisco, but I never see it. We were there when we first went to California. We went to Camp Hine. We were there a month. We went up to Fort Ord a month. And every day we'd go out, some kind of little maneuvers, and we'd pack our barracks bags, 3 on each side. We were in tents, 3, and we lay him there. And when we come back, everything was there for us. This one time we put him up there. We're walking along. We're going around a bend. There's a troop train there, waiting for us.
Ah.
And we got on the troop train. We got surprised, you know. We got surprised, and they took us right to the port. The next day we wound up in San Francisco in the port, and that HMS Aquitania was waiting there. And all our barracks back were all lined up on the dock. While we were going there, they knew they were prepared. They grabbed everything, brought it down. It was all lined up. You call your name in there, pick your bag up the ramp on a ship. And so I never see us San Francisco. And we're supposed to come land back from San Francisco. But about maybe 3 days, 4 days out, they said there was we didn't know the Fifth Fleet was coming in. But they gave our commission. There was a freighter going out east, west, going out west, and some guy got hurt. I don't know, he got hit with one of the cables broke. He got hit bad, and they didn't have no medical people on board, so they wanted the closest ship to come in there to try to for medical purpose. So we were the closest one. That's what they were told. When they turned around and went back, headed for the ship. Well, we were about maybe another half day to that ship, and we heard that he died. So we had to turn around and come back. In the meantime, the Fifth Fleet went by us. So we were about 2 days out from it. They told us we got to go up to Seattle, Washington, where we landed. What a reception we got. We're getting off the ship. That was the first whack I seen, and dressed up as a whack. I don't know what she was passing out, lollipops or what. That was our reception. And the army trucks were right there. And get out of the truck, and it was, I forget the name of it. You can't when you went.
Probably Fort Lewis.
No.
Was it Fort Lewis? Okay.
I can't think of the name of it. We were only there a day and a half. That was just enough time to get our trains from San Francisco to come up here to pick us up. And we were there a day and a half. That's it. The trains come in, and we jumped on the trains and took right off.
So you came back here by train?
By train. Some people came back by airplanes. We came back by train. And 5 days.
And where did you go, to New York City?
No, we went to Fort Dix. We got discharged out of Fort Dix.
Out of Fort Dix, okay.
At midnight, I got discharged at midnight. All said, oh, geez, you don't know where the hell you are. I asked them, how do we get out of here? There was 2 buses there to pick it. And one guy, we were talking to one guy, he said, I don't, I can't take you any place. I'm going, I forget, he told us where he's going. But he says, I can drop you off. I forget what town it was. There's a railroad station there. He says, there'll be a train going to New York. But he said, you could sleep on it. All them stations had benches on there. Because you can lay on there, and when a train is coming, he says that people will wake you up. You get on they'll take you right into New York. That's what we did. He took us there, dropped us off. He's the one they had, what do they call them, red caps?
Yep.
They want to take our suitcase. I said, yeah. He grabbed the pick, he couldn't pick it up. He says, what the hell you got in there? Well, we had all the junk we could possibly put in there.
Now, you caught a train from New York back to Cohoes or back into Albany?
Yeah, that's right. I made a mistake. Well, when we got into New York, we didn't know how to get to the, what's the name of our station down in New York?
Grand Central Station?
Grand Central. But we got out in New Jersey. And I was driving a taxi. Hey, he said, we got about 3 minutes for a train leaving for upstate New York. We got to get there. No problem. And we hopped down there. He went through no stoplights, no, straight through. He patched up everything. In 3 minutes time, we're in the station. But we were lost. We didn't know what to do then yet. So, well, we want to get cleaned up. My uniform was all crinkled up. I told my buddy, I said, I'm not going home like this. So we put our stuff in the boxes that they got.
One of the little lockers?
Yeah. And we left. Geez, we're walking down, I don't know what street it was now, but I swear it was one of them high-class restaurants, you know. And we walked in there. There's a bar right there. There must have been about 3 bartenders, you know, down right. We thought we were going to get a drink. They looked at us. We looked like 2 bums, you know. They weren't too friendly about giving us a drink. You know, they says we can't do this up. We just how anyway. So we finally, I asked the guy. I says, how far do we have to go to get these uniforms pressed? Oh, geez, the guy says, you got to go down the end of this block. That block must have been a mile long. There's a place down there, but he said, we don't know if he's open or not. So we said, okay. So we took a walk down there. I was pooped when I got down there. And we waited for the guy to open it. Geez, he said, I'd press it for you, but I ain't got no steam up. He says, if you want to wait, I get the steam up, I'll do it. So we waited. But before we went down there, they did serve us some kind of drink up at this restaurant, you know, before we went. And so we get down there. When we got done in that dry cleaning place, or whatever you call it, our uniforms pressed, all our chevrons are sewed on. We look like $1 million. The guy never charges a penny.
No?
He's so done it. We walked back up where we were. Oh, those guys, they want to give us everything. And I said, we want to get home. You know, they give us everything. Whatever we wanted, it was yours. But we got the, what was it, Western Union or something, and we send a message home that we're in New York, we'll be up. And I told my people that I'll be in Troy by a certain time. I didn't know the trains ended in Albany. That train didn't go to Troy. It went, turned around and went, and we're waiting in Albany. And my parents are in Troy, waiting for us. And they went home. They didn't know what happened. And we got word that we're in, we got a bus or taxi, and we went from Albany Station, we went to Troy. And I called my family up, and they come down, pick this up.
How long had it been since you had seen your family?
What's that?
How long had it been since you've seen your family?
5 years.
5 years? Now, did you have any?
No. It was about 4 years, because about 4 years maybe, because I was home. I had on 2 furloughs.
Did
I was stationed down in Alabama.
Did you have any other family members in the service at the time?
Cousin.
I don't know, but then they were all picked go to service after, you know, at different times.
Cousin.
All our boys were in service.
Ralph.
Huh?
Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph was in service. Yeah.
Cousin was on Pearl Harbor.
And it was Stephen was in the service, but that was after the war.
So once you were discharged and you came back home, did you sign up for that? What did they call it? I think they called it the 5220 Club. where you got $20 a week for 52 weeks?
Oh yeah, I signed that, yeah, $20 a week.
So you didn't go to work right away?
First thing I did,
Uh-huh.
I went down to see where my girlfriend was.
Oh.
And she was writing to me. I didn't see her for a long time, you know.
Uh-huh.
We knew each other when we were kids. Then we lost track of one another. And she found out in the service. She wrote to me. And when we got back, I knew where she lived because so I headed down. I see her right away and found out she was single. I thought, oh, good. So we courted for about 3 months. Got engaged, got married.
Oh.
We were married 64 years.
Wow. Any children?
No, we weren't fortunate to have any.
Okay.
We spent a lot of money on doctor bills trying to get children.
Okay. And did you join any veterans organizations, like the VFW or Legion?
Yeah. American Legion and that.
Okay.
But
did you?
No, I can't get there because I ain't got no automobile.
Did you stay in touch with any of the people you served with?
Oh yeah, we stay in touch with them, but most of them are dead now.
Yeah. Now, did you go back into the National Guard at all?
No, I had enough.
No. All right. And have you ever attended any of the reunions?
There's some of the fellas went back. They were calling them, trying to reorganize.
Mm-hmm.
But then the 27th Division was dropped out. The 42nd became the New York Division. But they were. Goot retired. Yep. When he rejoined, he was like in the guards in one of the like here, you know. And he stayed until he retired.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any stories about Colonel O'Brien? Any encounters you might have had with him?
Colonel O'Brien, that's the one that got killed.
Right.
He's a very good man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say nothing bad about him.
Mm-hmm.
He was strict, but there was no woman around it. No bullshitting about anything. He told you he wanted it done, and he was honest about it. He was very good. All the people liked him. Mm-hmm. And he's the one that led us on the bonsai when he got killed.
You didn't happen to witness his death or anything?
No. Because we were stretched out along it.
Okay.
No, I didn't see him get killed. But he got killed somewhere along down. You know what you read in there about the railroads? Somewhere's in there.
All right. Is there anything we missed that you'd like to touch on or add to the interview? Any other stories?
Oh, yeah, a lot of good time.
Want to tell them how you made your own liquor?
Huh?
Tell them how you made your own liquor out of the coconut?
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I was in the New Hebrides Islands on Espiritu Santo. We were looking for something to drink. We didn't want water. We had water. And we couldn't get it. They just didn't. They weren't prepared to bring us anything. We did get it some after, you know. But at first we couldn't get nothing. So we knew. So we tried to we were in a coconut grove.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided we'd take the coconut. And we got that one eye that you can open it up. Right? Mm-hmm. And we stole some yeast and raisins from the kitchen. And we put it in the coconut, plugged it up, stuck it under the tent. About 3 days later, we decided we wanted some. But we didn't. First, we didn't know how to get it out of there after, you know. Well, we found a stick. And I don't know how it happened. I don't know who hit it or what. The first coconut exploded. Oh, gee, that's a boom. I said, well, we looked at one another. Well, we said we're going to try again. So we got another coconut. done the same thing, cleaned her all up. But this time we went to the kitchen and we asked the cooks, just want a little bit, not too much of that stuff. And we put that in there, stuck it under the tank. And that one we got out. We got out, we took the thing off. And I said, now who's going to try it? He said, well, here comes one of them natives, you know. And so we called him. Everything was sign language. Called him over. We said, oh, he nodded. Give him the drink. I swear his eyes went right around the door, went around in a circle, you know. They're probably going up and down with him. And he took off for the jungle. We never see him again.
Good stuff.
That probably killed him in the jungle. Now we said, oh, who's gonna, we got this stuff in there, who's gonna have a drink? We dumped it all out.
Oh.
You gave another one a white T-shirt. Remember that guy?
Oh.
Another of the neighbors?
No, I can't tell you one about that. This guy was, he was about the friendliest one. Because we didn't have too much contact with him. They told us, don't get too involved with him. Because we were right next to the jungle. The rest of the island was all jungle. But these people were friendly. So, you know, the Army's got the tan undershirts. The Navy's got white. When we were on a ship, we bought some from the Navy. And this guy seen us with the white T-shirt. He kind of looked at him. So I gave him one of my T-shirts, and he took it. You know. Next morning, he comes out. Big shot. He's got that white T-shirt on there. Boy, he was King Tut. He was a nice. And we had good relations. What they were looking for, we found out they were looking for the silver $50, and we didn't have any. But you want to see what they can make out of a $50. They make a big tree up and just stand up like that, or maybe higher. Big tree out of that $50.
Really?
How they can strip that, you know, and make. But it had to be silver. Regular $50.
Interesting.
But nobody had a silver $50.
Tell about the Japanese prisoner that you saw taken.
What's that?
The Japanese prisoner that you saw taken. Spoke English.
Oh, okay.
Was it Saipan?
Yeah, something else. Yeah, that's right. I said if we had 2 or 3 of us, we could bring up different things that we can overlook. This was on. Was it on Saipan? I think it was Saipan. Yeah, Saipan. We're coming up the island, in the center of the island. One guy, the Jap jumped out. The guy's naked, you know, stark naked, because he would have got shot if he came out dressed in his uniform. But he was a captain in the Japanese Army. He jumped out and he gave up. And a private wouldn't give up. He gave up. We find out, he says, I was educated in the University of Hawaii. He spoke better English than we did.
Now, what did you guys do with him? Just.
I don't know. We must have sent him back for his interrogation, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what happened to him. See a few things he brings up, then it pops up.
Okay.
Anything else you want to pop up? Yeah, that's why I said we needed 2 or 3 guys, and it goes from one to another one, and you get a big picture of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your interview.
I hope it isn't bad.
Oh no, it's excellent. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.